Every project manager has built a beautiful network diagram, dependencies mapped, float calculated, and a pristine critical path highlighted in red. But if that path assumes your team has infinite capacity to tackle the work, it is complete fiction. Over the next 5 minutes, we're going to fix that. We'll walk through the STACK framework, a 5-step method to transform an optimistic wish list into a mathematical, reality-based schedule. To execute this, you need 3 things in front of you: your draft schedule with basic task logic, allocation data showing what else your team is working on, and a clear list of business priorities. This graphic highlights exactly why we need cross-project data. You lose 40% of a specialist's productive time when they are regularly split across 3 or more concurrent assignments. Context switching quietly erodes their output. Plans with double-booked specialists see over 3 times more schedule slippage than leveled ones. Since 83% of project plans never undergo a leveling pass, delays often blamed on scope creep or poor estimation are frequently just resource allocation failures hidden in a Gantt chart. Let's look at the complete STACK framework. This systematic approach reality checks your schedule. Step 1 is surface true capacity. Stop trusting the idealized resource calendar. Pull the actual cross-project allocation data for critical team members before finalizing a single date. Your immediate action item here is to cross-check your roster. Identify any person on your critical path who is quietly double-booked on someone else's workstream this month. That takes us to step 2, tier work by value. Before you assign a single person to a task, you must rigorously rank your project phases, features, or sites by their actual value to the business. It is common to fall into the trap of first requested, first served assignments. But assigning scarce specialists based on who asked earliest is arbitrary. The constraint must go to the highest value work. Prioritizing your personnel based on business value rather than chronological request order protects the company's return on investment. It ensures your most critical objectives get the manpower they actually need. Now you can execute step 3. Assign the constraint first. Identify the scarcest resource on your team, the specific skill set you cannot easily duplicate, and dedicate them entirely to your number 1 value tier. By sequencing this constraint specialist on one focused workstream at a time, you reclaim that 40% of lost productivity. You eliminate the coordination overhead that comes from throwing them across multiple projects at once. Step 4 is to compress around it. Take all the remaining tasks and sequence them strictly around the real availability of that bottleneck resource. Everyone else gets scheduled around that person, never the reverse. This chart compares the approaches. Left, the unleveled red plan breaches the capacity ceiling, assuming cloned resources. Right, the leveled green plan distributes work respecting physical limits. The green timeline below finishes later, revealing a delay already baked in. The red date was never real. Your true critical path is a resourcing output, not a scheduling output. You make the shift from a chronological wish to a mathematical reality. The final step is to keep it visible. Export your fully leveled allocation data and attach it directly to the schedule you present to leadership. Do not hide your leveling decisions in a private spreadsheet. A schedule that masks resource constraints turns unspoken trade-offs into silent resentment across the team. Publishing exactly who is assigned where and why forces productive conversations to happen early. If stakeholders want a faster timeline, they can clearly see the constraints and negotiate scope or resources while it is still cheap to fix. Publishing the allocation data turns silent resentment into a visible, negotiable trade-off. This transparency provides leadership with a date they can actually trust, because the constraints behind it are finally out in the open. This dashboard shows the results of an enterprise ERP rollout. Leveling the plan around their constraint of 4 engineers extended their finish date by 5 weeks, but the project hit 0 missed milestones for the first time ever. A project date is only real once it has survived contact with the actual humans expected to do the work. Before you officially baseline your next project, you need to run your draft schedule against a final set of diagnostic checks. Here is the complete 8-point checklist. Pause the video and take a screenshot of this right now. Use it to interrogate your own plans. Treating every beautiful Gantt chart as a rough draft until it passes a resource leveling stress test is the only way to build a plan leadership can actually trust.